everyone, welcome to the Free Kick Podcast. My name is Todd, and I'll be the host for you guys today. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed last episode with Ken and Scott, with Scott coming away with a 2-point victory, with that one ending 18-16. Honestly, guys, I was not expecting it to be that close of a game because Scott, was quizzing everybody on Twitter and everything, and he's coming up with these crazy questions and everything. I didn't know any answers to his questions, and a lot of other people didn't either, and Ken gave Scott a run for his money. But I'm super excited, because we have two new guys on the podcast. I'd like to welcome on Anthony and Talk DOOP with Ryan. How are you guys doing today?
Well,
yeah, same.
It's great. I'm super excited to have you both on the show and everything. It's always a blast when I get to talk to new Union fans or just talk to Union fans in general and everything because, we're all here to support the team and everything, and we might have different opinions, but like I said, at the end of the day, we're here to support the only team that matters, and that's the Philadelphia Union. But I want to get into how you guys got into the Union, and I'll start with you first, Anthony.
So when I originally got season tickets, I was a fan probably a couple of years before that. I don't want to say I've been a fan since 2010, but I definitely followed the team since then. Got season tickets around 2015, been sitting in the River End ever since. Actually, this year, and I know from your story yesterday, this was supposed to be your first season season with season tickets. We actually have my 4-year-old daughter coming on to sit in the River End with us this year. But obviously, none of us are sitting in the River End. So we'll see. Maybe next year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hopefully the season, we can get half of the season and everything. And we'll discuss that after Ryan tells us how you got into the Union.
Pretty basic. Like around 2015-16, my uncle took me to a game. I wasn't like really into soccer then, but started come to a couple more games. Eventually, funny story how I became a season ticket holder, if we have time for that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So if you remember a couple years back, they had the Bedoya box contest when I signed with the team. You had to post pictures on Twitter and stuff. We got the little box, took pictures at the beach and stuff. Eventually, I wound up winning the whole contest, and I got season tickets. And since then, me and my dad have been season ticket holders since 2017 season. So this is going to be my 4th year. It will be my 4th year. So that's pretty much the origin story of how I became a Union fan.
Yeah, that's an awesome story. And I think you posted a couple days ago on Twitter a picture of that Bedoya box. You say you wake up to it every morning. And I was like, this is no little box, Ryan. That's a gigantic box.
5 feet.
So your definition of little is a lot different than I think most people. So.
Oh, no. To enter the contest, it was like a 5-inch little box you had to take pictures with. But then when I won the contest, we had to carry this thing out of the stadium. At the last game of the season, we had to carry the 5-foot Bedoya box out of the stadium, and it was quite the experience lugging it all the way back to Lot B or whatever the heck we were parked in.
Jeez, that's a pretty far place to walk from the stadium. I mean, we usually park in Lot C and everything. We wanted Lot B, but I guess they were all sold out. But I mean, the walk from the parking lots to the stadium, it's definitely a hike. But Anthony, do you think we'll get soccer in this season?
Honestly, I don't think there's going to be a season. Just obviously, we don't want to get into the science of everything, but just the way things are looking, I mean, we're certainly going to not be having anything until they could make a decision in the end of June, maybe the middle of June. And if it doesn't look like it's going to go after that, if this thing's still going on till then, they shouldn't have a season. I mean, I was all up for, the first home game of the season, which I think a lot of people were, just to get out there and see the team, off the LAFC game. And so it was a huge disappointment not to, be able to go and see the boys at the Sub. But I think we're going to have to wait till 2021.
Oof, that does not sound promising. What about you, Ryan?
I don't know. It's tough because it all depends on how people take care of the situation. If everybody stays home, maybe it will blow by in the next month. But from what I'm seeing, I don't think we'll be able to start until July, and that means playoffs will be going into December.
Maybe we can get aligned with the EPL and the rest of the world.
Yeah, I guess, but. Like you said yesterday, I listened to your podcast. I think it's just too cold in New England, Seattle, Vancouver, here to play into the winter. So I think probably the right idea is to cancel the season. As unfortunate as that is, I think we probably won't be seeing the MLS come back this year.
So I'm going to keep repeating myself. I think we do eventually see the season. But again, I mean, if it does go into July and still no action and everything, then I agree the season's going to get canceled. And I'll keep repeating myself. I think the most disappointing player, if the season gets canceled, is going to be Jacob Glessens, because that means that his goal is not going to count.
That is true, yeah.
I'm more excited to see Santos play a full season up top. His it obviously wasn't Glessnes's, laser beam, but his shot from the top of the box was a thing of beauty. I guess we'll have to wait. It's enough to see him on Instagram and Twitter kicking the toilet paper, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other thing you got to think about is, like, all these players, what happens to their contracts? Like, say they're here for a year, what does that mean? Are they going to come back next year? Like, it's just a lot of confusion that's going to happen surrounding all sports, not just MLS.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, that's been the discussion with Major League Baseball, where they would grant the players a year of service time and everything, which means, I look at the Los Angeles Dodgers, where they made a big trade for Mookie Betts for the Red Sox, and they gave away good prospects, and Mookie Betts might not even play for the Dodgers, and that means that Mookie Betts will be going into free agency and everything. So, I mean, sucks to suck if you're a Dodgers fan, but I got to imagine, more sports are going to come in line with what MLB are doing, giving the service time and everything, and hopefully, the players that had a contract were like, hey, I'll sign on for a couple more seasons, sign in for another year to give the fans something to enjoy and everything, and then wherever they want to go off to next, then so be it. But, I mean, how are you guys making with no soccer, no sports in general? What have you guys been doing?
Well, I got a good amount of schoolwork that I have to tend to, so that's the worst part about it. But I don't know, I was just making, like, MLS team banners to hang in my room. Keeping busy, trying to do whatever, family playing games and stuff. I was playing a little 2K just now, so.
And then you hopped on. I appreciate it. What about you, Anthony?
I'm a real estate agent, so my field of work is completely shut down. I've been a teacher for the past couple weeks. I don't know, a few people on Twitter might know that there has been a Philadelphia tournament, FIFA 20 tournament going on. I'm in that. I'm terrible, but I'm in it, and I'm still in it, so I'm at least proud to say that I haven't forfeited every single game. Other than that, man, it's been a grind. I mean, I've been watching the Belarusian Premier League. That's how bad it's gotten.
Oof. ESPN Plus.
Exactly. Yeah.
You got to love ESPN Plus. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed learning a little bit more about Anthony and Ryan. So let's just get straight into the game. So the first section that we're going to start with today is called 5 and 25. Like I said last episode, we'll be starting off the episode with a category called 5 and 25, where I will ask each contestant 5 questions, and they have 25 seconds to answer the questions. The clock starts after I read the first question. If a contestant doesn't know the answer, they can say skip, and we can go back to the question if time permits. Each question will be worth 2 points. Do you guys have any questions?
Nope.
No.
Awesome. Well, we're going to start with you first, Anthony. So like I said, after I read the first question, the timer will start then. Awesome. You ready?
Let's go.
Awesome. Here we go. Who scored the first goal ever for the Philadelphia Union?
Sebastian Latou.
Correct. Who scored the first goal of the 2020 season for the Union?
Sergio.
Yep. Where did the Union play the first ever home game?
At the Link.
Yep. What was Maurice Sadou's first season with the Union?
2015.
2014. What year were the Union founded?
2010.
They did play the first game in 2010, but they got announced in MLS in 2008.
You're right. You did say founded.
So how many was that? I think that was 4 to 5?
Oh,
3 out of 5. Yeah, 3 out of 5. Thank you, Shelby. My sister helping me out with the basic math and everything. All right, Ryan, we'll go with you now. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Who did the Union record the first ever win against?
DC?
Yes. Who scored a penalty kick against Toronto on their debut last season?
Oof, that would be Marco Fabian.
Correct. Name the official supporters group of the Union.
Sons of Ben.
Correct. Who was the first ever player to receive a yellow card for the Union?
Best.
Who was the technical director before Ernst Tanner? Yeah, you got it. There you go. So 4 out of 5. Thank you. Thank goodness you knew what I was trying to say. Again, it's a work in progress for me, but good job, Ryan, for picking out what I was saying before I could spit it out. So that is 4 out of 5. So as things stand, Ryan is in the lead with 8 points, while Anthony has 6 points. So let's go ahead and talk about that, though. Were you guys, what were you guys' thoughts when Ernie Stewart left the Union and we were kind of blanking on who would come in? Were you guys upset? Were you guys happy Ernie was leaving? Ryan, I'll start with you.
To be honest, Ernie had a mediocre tenure, I think, with the Union. And when I heard Ernst Tanner was coming in, the pedigree he has in Europe, I just thought that was a good refresh for the Union, especially because of what he's done in Europe with, I think, Roberto Firmino. I think he's worked with guys like that. So Ernie Stewart, great guy. I've met him a couple times, but just kind of mediocre with the Union, I think.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I just meant Ernie Stewart, no big deal. So, I mean, you're just going to flex over here, right, Ryan? And by the way, that question that I asked, who was the first ever player for the Union to receive a yellow card? That was Captain Danny Califf. And the 33rd second against Seattle Sounders in the first ever game for the Union. But what about you, Anthony?
So when Ernie left, I was a little devastated just because he did help the team in the beginning. Obviously once people figured out that Ernst was going to be coming in to kind of replace him, I think it kind of made put everybody at ease. Everybody kind of figured, well, Ernie took us to a certain point. I mean, he was out there telling people that the players can't play more than one formation on the field, and you hear Ernst talk about the team, and he loves everybody, it seems, at least in front of the he's very technical. He knows who to bring in. He's bringing in people that fit the team, names that really, we obviously don't have the biggest wallet when it comes to our ownership of the team, and Ernst really can find those players that can fit what we're looking for at a good price, which is nice, and we can maybe flip and grow the team a little bit more in the future.
Yeah, I agree with you both. Ernst hit on every single transfer so far, I guess. I mean, the Marco Fabian one's up for a debate and everything, but I mean, to go and find players like Jamiro Montero, to find players like Orvac over in the Slovakian league, like players nobody have heard of before, and then you go and sign El Brujo, who Ernst comes out and says, yeah, he's going to be a project, even though he's 25 years old. But that game that he played against LAFC, man, I mean, Dude had blood dripping down his face and everything, and he put in a full shift and everything. And so, I mean, like we said earlier, who knows if the season's going to start, but I just really do hope that it resumes and everything, because I want to see El Brujo in person, because that's a guy who I want on my team who's going to fight no matter what and everything. I mean, everybody on the team is lovable, and like you said, Anthony, I mean, Ernst doesn't seem to have a problem with any of the players and everything, and that's always a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the season last year, I know Montero kind of it came out a little bit that maybe there was a little bit between him and Ernst, just that they didn't re-sign him, and he wasn't too happy, and you can see it on his play on the field, kind of contribute, didn't turn out that well near the end of the season. I think that had to do with it, but he obviously lets you know if you're going to be involved in the team or not. Yeah,
I remember his couple weeks in, he just got rid of Keegan Rosenberry, a lot of Union fan favorites.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and same with Harris Mandunian. I think I remember reading a quote by him in December, January maybe, where he's like, yeah, Ernst doesn't really talk to the players much and everything, and Harris wanted to come back and everything, but he understood that it was a business and everything, and like I said earlier, I mean, El Brujo, that game against LAFC, it seems like he could be a good replacement for Harris. But let's go on to the next category, which is true, false. I think this is pretty self-explanatory, guys. I ask you both 5 questions of true/false, and each question will be worth 1 point each. I'll start with you first, Ryan, and this won't be timed, so take your time.
All right.
All right, you ready? The first question for you. True or false? Talent Energy Stadium was the first official stadium name for the Union.
False. PPL Park.
There you go. True or false? The Union have 7 homegrown players on the 2020 roster.
McKenzie, Fontana, Aronson, Riel, Freeze. Yeah, I'm going to say true.
Yep, you're right. True or false? Jim Curtin took over managing duties for Peter Novak.
False. I think Hackworth was the second.
You're right. Yeah, 3 for 3. Good job. True or false? The Union finished 12th overall in the 2010 season.
I'm going to say false.
Wow, 4 for 4. They finished 14th. The only teams that were behind them were Chivas and DC United. And the last question for you, Ryan, true or false? Zach McMath was the 5th overall draft pick in the 2011 draft, Super Draft.
True.
Wow, 5 for 5. The first person to go 5 for 5. So we'll see if anybody else can keep it up. And Anthony, the pressure is now in your court.
Yeah, I'm screwed.
All right, well, the first question for you, Anthony, true or false? David Accam is the Union's highest transfer fee paid for a player.
Now, is this with cash?
With cash, TAM, GAM, all that jam. So
I'm going to say a yes. True.
That would be Jamiro Montero.
Oh, true.
Yep. David was $1.2 million with TAM, GAM, and all that jazz from Chicago, while Montero was close to $2 million they paid to Nance. Not Nance, from Mets. All right, question number 2, true or false? Keegan Rosenberry was a homegrown player.
False.
You're right. That is false. He was drafted 3rd overall in the 2016 Super Draft. All right, question number 3, true or false? Andre Blake won Goalkeeper of the Year at the end of the 2016 season.
2016. True.
You're right. Yep. I always get that one mixed up. It's either 2016 or 2017.
Yeah.
All right, question number 4.
Shot in the dark, to be quite honest.
Question number 4, true or false? Philadelphia Union finished the 2015 season with a negative 15 goal difference.
False.
That was true. All right, final question. The Union signed Tranquillo Barnetta on a free transfer from Schalke.
That's true. Well, it was a loan, but yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's true. So congrats on that. You went 3 for 5, I believe. And the score so far is 13 for Ryan and 9 for Anthony. And now, guys, this is probably my favorite category. Like I said, I think last episode, I didn't. So before I got this idea, because I, used to be a regular contestant on a Premier League podcast quiz show, kind of like this and everything. And so they kind of did this idea where you had to name the player and everything. And these questions are going to be worth 3 points each. So you guys will go head-to-head against each other. I'll describe the player. I'll give 5 clues, and the contestants, you guys can, quote-unquote, buzz in, which meaning if Anthony, if you know the player, you just say your name. Ryan, if you know it, you say your name. Whoever says it first, obviously gets to answer first. You guys have any questions? Oh, and the last thing, if you guys answer wrong, that freezes you out for the player until I talk about the second player. So do you guys have any questions?
Nope.
Good, Anthony?
You were good.
All right, player number 1, jersey number 6 in his first year for the club. Hint number 2, is a midfielder. Hint number 3, scored 6 goals in 2016.
Ryan.
Anthony.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Roland Dahlberg.
Yep, correct. There's 3 points there for you. All right, player number 2, jersey number 17 in his first year for the club.
Anthony.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Is it CJ?
No, it is not. So, Ryan, just sit back. Let me go ahead and give the rest of the clues, and whenever you think you know the answer, go ahead and buzz in. Hint number 2 is a midfielder.
Okay.
Hint number 3 was stuck in Trinidad and Tobago due to visa issues.
Oof. Oh.
Hint number 4 played in Puerto Rico before signing for the Union.
This is going to be a guess, but.
All right, and hint number. No. It is. I was about to give you hint number 5 to give it all, and then you came in and gave it. No, it is Keon Daniel.
Oh, that's what I said.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, then, yeah. Sorry, I guess you cut out on my mic. So, yeah, then there's 3 points for you. So, player number 3 is a Brazilian. Hint number 2, spent time playing in Australia. Hint number 3, played primarily as a left back.
Anthony.
Ryan.
Anthony.
Fabinho.
Yep, correct. And the other hints for that were hint number 4 has a quote-unquote winning smile according to Union Hawk. And then the last quote for that was number 33 for the Union, Fabinho. All right, guys, player number 4, jersey number 7, for the Union. At the time was the biggest transfer fee paid by the Union for a player.
Anthony.
Good.
Modu.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you got 3 more hints, Ryan. Hint number 3, from Ghana.
Okay.
Hint number 4, scored a brace against Columbus Crew the days after his father passed away.
David Kahn.
Yep, there you go. All right, guys, player number 5, and Anthony's just clapping on screen and everything, so I think that says everything we need to know and everything, but we're still going to discuss player number 5 right here. Hint number 1, is a homegrown. Hint number 2, and we are tallying up the totals right now, which I'm sure it's definitely Ryan, you who won. I'm just trying to get your official points scored and everything.
Ryan was the favorite. I mean, everybody was cheering for Ryan. I was the underdog in this whole thing. So, whatever happens, happens.
I was not that confident going in.
Man, so whoever plays against Ryan next game is, Ryan's just, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So, I mean, just be prepared. And so the final score was 22 for Ryan, 15 for Anthony. And congratulations, Ryan, for being the biggest blowout in game number 2 so far.
Thank
How's
you.
it feel to win?
Come on. Well, yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, congratulations, Ryan.
Thank you very much.
But Anthony, I mean,
it's for you, Ryan.
I gotta wait 6 years for that, but thanks.
So if you guys can see, well, obviously you guys can't see on the screen. We're doing this via Skype, and everybody can see each other. Anthony just showed Ryan a beer can and everything. So if my buddy Tyler was here with me, he would say, here's a sippy cup or a high C or something for you, Ryan. So, but yeah, I mean that was a lot of fun and everything. And like you said, Anthony, a lot of people on Twitter think Ryan's going to be a favorite, and honestly, I still don't know who's going to take this whole thing. I think there's a lot of heavy hitters left in the competition and everything, but one thing's for sure, Ryan, you're moving on. So, like I said, congratulations. But can you guys tell me where to find you guys on social media?
At Talk DOOP on Twitter and Talk DOOP with Ryan on YouTube. I do match previews, match recaps, and stuff. If you have not seen that yet, so yeah, YouTube and Twitter are my main platforms.
What about you, Anthony?
I'm on Twitter at Tony Nicolodi. I do Facebook, but who cares about Facebook? Also, one other thing, I have a YouTube channel that with my family. It's called Nicolodi Family Values. Videos are terrible. Just going to say that outright. It's for my 9-year-old son. If you guys want to go ahead and watch a couple of those videos, I'm sure it would cheer his day up to know that people are watching those. So go ahead and check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have nothing better to do during this time of quarantine. So I'm very happy you said that. I knew Khalil had a YouTube channel. I knew Ryan did, but I would definitely check that out. And hopefully the listeners will do that as well.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. But Ryan, I want to go back to your YouTube channel. I mean, the biggest thing that I took away from your YouTube channel so far is I think the coolest thing you've got to do is talk to Kevin Casey, do an interview in the press box in person. How was that?
That was a very cool experience. My dad actually is friends with Kevin, so that kind of helped me get in. But other than that, Kevin's a super nice guy, and Ryan Schwepfinger, I think he's still with the union, but I think he was one of the PR guys. He helped me get in to the press box that game. I also got to do stuff with Jim Curtin, but fortunately never got to post that on YouTube. But that was a very cool experience, getting to interview Kevin. And it was super nice of him, too, because the game was going on. And, if there was a yellow card or something, I think we had to cut it because there was a yellow card he had to announce during the game while he was interviewing me. So super nice of him to do that, and that is going to be probably the coolest thing on my channel so far.
Yeah, I definitely agree and everything. I mean, to do it's cool with me sitting behind the mic talking to fans, and if I'm fortunate enough to get a player or a coach or whatever on the show, it's one thing, I'm behind a screen and everything with a mic, but in person and everything, I've got to imagine that's pretty intimidating. Have you met Kevin before, or was that your first time?
I think I met him after a game one time. I actually have interviewed a couple players before, and I was actually, no, when I was doing at Jim Curtin's press conference, I was shaking. I was like, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? But the interviewing Kevin was not as intimidating as Jim up on the big riser at the end of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I gotta imagine. And Anthony, for your YouTube channel, I don't know. I mean, the players aren't doing anything. Maybe you can reach out and one of the players can come on or something. I don't know.
That'd be great. I mean, we are in Lancaster. Maybe we can. We're not too far away from a couple of them. Maybe I can jump down there and scoop them up and bring them on the TV. Well, we basically we try different foods. We do a lot of taste tests. Like we did the Wendy's breakfast, stuff like that. So I don't know. It might not be in their diet.
Ah, yes. How was the Wendy's breakfast?
It was all right. It really wasn't that great. It's not McDonald's. Nothing beats McDonald's breakfast.
Never tried either.
What?
Yeah, never had either.
You're joking, right?
Oh, I'm not joking.
I'm speechless.
I'm not really a breakfast out kind of guy. I'm more of a cereal kind of guy.
Yeah, I guess you're only 15, right?
Yep.
You'll get there. You'll get there. After a couple
You'll
of
get
years,
there one day.
You want a McDonald's breakfast sandwich.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ryan. I'm more of a cereal guy, but if I'm running late for work or whatever, then I'll hop on and get a McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, something like that. And if you guys want to sponsor the podcast, that would be great.
Yes.
But I'm sure I'm a long ways away from that and everything. But man, you got to get yourself some breakfast, Ryan. I know we're all locked down and everything. I don't know how it is in your guys' states and everything, if you guys are allowed out still, because here in Maryland, are you only allowed out if you're an essential worker or if you're going to the grocery store or the hospital? So
yeah, same.
maybe when this is all done, you can go out and get yourself some breakfast. So.
Right, yes.
That's the only thing open right now, so get to it.
Absolutely, but yeah, I guess I can't think of a better way to end the episode than talking about breakfast and everything. So I'll get this posted and everything, and I'll be sure to keep checking out Ryan's YouTube videos, and I'll check out Anthony's. And like I said, hopefully you guys, the listeners, after you listen to this episode, you go check out both of their YouTube channels. You follow them on Twitter and everything. And speaking of Twitter, you can follow the podcast at Free Kick Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And go to the website, thefreekickpodcast.com, to learn a little bit more about myself. But thank you so much, Ryan and Anthony. And like I said, congratulations, Ryan, for advancing to the next round.
Thank you. And a little promotion for myself. I think I'm going to try and put out a union documentary in the coming weeks. It's going to be 4 parts, and it's going to capture everything from the beginning of the team all the way to now. So keep your eyes peeled for that, because I think it's going to be pretty good. Or at least I hope it's going to be good.
I'm sure it will. You produce good content. But with that said, my name is Todd, and this is the Free Kick Podcast.